All right, it's now been 2 years since we got our 2015 Ford F150 XLT. In today's video, I'm gonna do my best to cover the 2-year ownership experience that we've had so far with this truck. We've mainly had good times with this truck, but also some bad times. So let's cover the good and the bad of our 2015 Ford F150 XLT. As you guys can see, my truck is black, but 2015 was the last year for the tuxedo black metallic. 2016 and on, the color is called shadow black. I love this color. It's a metallic paint, so when the sun shines on it, you get that beautiful sparkle. Along with the chrome package, chrome wheels, bumpers, and so on, I think it gives the truck an awesome contrast. So as you guys can tell, my truck is a super cab in Ford language, meaning it's the extended cab. It's not the full 4 doors. You have like an extra suicide type door here. And back seat is basically like a regular back seat in a car. So if someone like me who's 6'2" wants to jump in the back and sit there, and I'm sitting behind a driver that's my height, as you can tell, it's a little cramped. I don't have a lot of knee room, although there is plenty of headroom. Now, the only one that really sits back here is my stepdaughter, Sydney. She's 7, so she fits just fine. But for our next upgrade, it'll definitely be a crew cab. Initially, we wanted a little longer bed, but we found that we don't really utilize the 6.5-foot bed. So we'll be fine with having a bigger cab and then having a little smaller bed, 5.5 foot. So the interior here is the earth gray cloth, which is okay. That's what you kind of get for an XLT. Unless you get a sport package one, then you get a black cloth. And yeah, I would have preferred that over this, but it's not really been a major concern. Our truck has the FX4 package, which is pretty cool. I mean, FX4 used to be a trim level for the F150s. It is no longer its own trim. It is more of an equipment package where you get a little better suspension, skid plates, stuff like that. It's not really anything special, but the badge, it looks cool. Now for the engine here, and that was the #1 thing that I wanted when we got this truck. It is the 5-liter V8. It's got 385 horsepower and 387 pound-feet of torque. Today's day and age, especially with Ford, where they downsize a lot, and they go to 6 cylinders with twin turbos. I definitely wanted the V8. I want the naturally aspirated raw power that comes with this engine. Now, that's not knocking the EcoBoost engines at all. I mean, they're amazing. They have a lot of power. The 3.5-liter EcoBoost has definitely more torque than this engine does, but there is something about having a V8, and I just absolutely love it. The next truck we get will have this engine as well, as long as Ford hasn't discontinued it by then. As soon as we get in the truck here, then obviously take it for a spin, and we'll take a listen to what it sounds like as well. I mean, it has an awesome sound just stock, so thumbs up for this 5.0 V8, my favorite part of this truck. But before we jump in, take it out on the road and continue this review, I'm gonna mention that for 2015, it was the first year where Ford introduced the aluminum body and bed for the F-150. Now, it's been holding up really good. I mean, we got small little surface scratches here and there. Obviously, we are not seeing any rust, and that is one of the selling points that Ford had with introducing the aluminum body. All right, enough talking out here. Let's jump inside, take it for a spin. During the 2 years that we've had the truck, we've put 33,096 miles on it. This truck has been across the whole country. Took it up to Wisconsin, all the way down to Arizona, up to Yellowstone, back home. It's been back and forth to Florida twice. So we've definitely traveled in this truck, and I've noticed that it's extremely comfortable to travel in. Being a full-size truck, some people might say that a half-ton truck like this F-150 is not full-size. You have to go Super Duty and so on, but I mean, this is no Toyota Tacoma or anything. it is nice to know that it is comfortable on long trips as well. So what are the things that I love the most about this truck? It's definitely the engine and the way that this V8 sounds. I mean, it's got a lot of power, as I mentioned already, 385 horsepower, 387 pound-feet of torque, and it sounds so good. And even though it's a big, heavy truck, 5-liter V8 naturally aspirated, we are currently averaging 16.1 miles per gallon. And I recently did a video where I ran this truck out of fuel just to see how far you actually get on the 0 miles to empty, not till the fuel low light comes on, but until you're actually at 0 miles to empty. And I could drive almost 50 miles on 0 miles to empty, and during that trip there I was averaging around 23 miles per gallon because it was mainly highway. So I think that is pretty impressive for a truck like this. Now our F-150 is an XLT with the highest equipment package that you can get in an XLT, which is the 302A package. So what you get with that package that you wouldn't get in another regular XLT F-150 is remote start, which I love. I mean, we live in Pittsburgh, get stupid hot summers, and we can get extremely cold winters. So it's nice to either be able to cool the car off or heat the car up during the winter time. You also get heated seats. I mean, we have a cloth interior. I don't really care that much, but my wife loves it. She won't, drive a car that doesn't have heated seats. And for 2015, you had to have the 302A package to get the My Ford Touch infotainment screen, which is okay. I've bitched about this in other videos regarding this truck, but all in all, it's a good system. It's just extremely laggy, and my patience can't really handle stuff like that sometimes. And also, you get a full power seat for the driver's side as well as the passenger side. Now you get a power sliding rear window, also extremely nice. I don't know how you can even have a sliding rear window in a, when it's not a regular cab without it being power. The truck obviously has Bluetooth, and a lot of the features are available through voice command, which I love as well. Now, with us having 33,000 miles on the truck, a lot of people have complained about the Goodyear Wrangler tires that you get on this truck, that they wear out quickly before 30,000 miles. Now, we probably have about 50% left of our tires at 33,000 miles, but that can also be because we put on a lot of highway mileage. It hasn't just been driven around the city and constantly starting and stopping. So what are some of the things that have not really been working properly during the time that we've owned this truck? First off, the power sliding rear window, it didn't break, but there's a little plastic piece that holds cords together for the electrical components and just the operation of moving the slider back and forth. That plastic piece broke off, so all the cords were kind of hanging and dangling around, and we figured that that can't be a good thing. Our stepdaughter sits in the back there and everything. So obviously this was fixed by warranty, but the whole rear window and everything had to be replaced. It wasn't just that little plastic piece that holds the cords together. So I mean, that wasn't really a huge issue. I've just got it handled. As I mentioned, it was covered by warranty. Now, another problem that we had was that this door right here, the suicide door that opens, got stuck. And what ended up happening was that Ford has had some latch recalls. So I couldn't open the door. It was during the winter time, and I closed it, and then when I was going to open it up again, it was just stuck in the bottom latch. And obviously that was annoying, but again, that was fixed by warranty. other than those minor little issues that happened, this truck has been very, very reliable. It gets relatively good fuel economy for having a V8 and being a half-ton truck. And also it is a 2015 year model, which is the first year of this generation F-150. And that can always be a little bit of a concern regarding new features, a completely new truck, and having these first year teething issues that vehicles can have. So to sum this owner's review up here, there's been way more pros than cons regarding owning this 2015 Ford F-150. We absolutely love it. My wife is actually the main driver of this truck. I just kind of take it whenever I need it. And it is a lease. We have about 1 year left on this lease. So at the end of the lease, we'll either actually buy this truck outright, and then I'll start modifying it a little bit. I would love to get some different wheels for it, put an exhaust on it, and so on. Or we just get a brand new truck. It depends on what we feel like doing when that time comes. Because some of the things that I really, really love about this truck is the color. I've mentioned that in previous videos. It's tuxedo black, it's metallic. The new color is not metallic. And that might seem petty. I mean, it's just a color. But to me, that's important. I truly love this color. And it has a V8. Now I know that for 2008, Ford is keeping the V8 engine alternative, which is great news. But you don't really know what's going to happen in the future. So I do love that this truck has the V8. It's reliable, it's naturally aspirated. I mean, it hasn't missed a beat. It just keeps on going. Great power and that awesome sound. I mean, I'm one of those sound junkies. I truly, truly love that. Some people just don't care. Well, if you can downsize and get turbos and maybe earn 1 mile per gallon, that means the world to them. Like, I don't care. This truck gets good enough gas mileage to be the size that it is. But I hope you guys enjoyed this review. If you have any additional questions, just leave a comment in the comment section below, and I'll do my best to answer them. But this has been my ownership experience for 2 years in a 2015 Ford F-150 XLT. If you're bumping into the channel for the first time through this video, please subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.